Hello friends, in the previous lecture we have seen two-phase method and examples on it. Today we are going to see some more illustrative examples on the same topic, that is two-phase method. So consider the example. Solve the LPP by two-phase method. Minimum z is equal to x1 plus x2 subject to constraints 2x1 plus 4x2 greater than or equal to 4, x1 plus 7x2 greater than or equal to 7, and x1 x2 greater than or equal to 0. To solve this LPP by two-phase method, we will consider phase 1, in which we will consider the objective function as minimum r. R is sum of artificial variables. So we will write down first these in standard form. So in standard form this becomes 2x1 plus 4x2 minus s1 plus r1 equal to 4, x1 plus 7x2 minus s2 plus r2 equal to 7. Because there are two artificial variable, our objective function is minimum r, which is sum of artificial variable, that is r1 plus r2, and all the variables x1 x2 s1 s2 r1 r2 all greater than or equal to 0. Now n, that is number of variables, equal to 6, m, that is number of equations, equal to 2, and therefore put n minus m, that is 6 minus 2 equal to 4 variables equal to 0. Therefore put x1, x2, s1, s2 equal to 0. So we get the basic solution as r1 is equal to 4 and r2 is equal to 7. Because r1 and r2 are basic solution and they appear in objective function, we find the value of r1 and r2 from equation 1 and 2. So from equation 1 and 2, r1 comes to be 4 minus 2x1 minus 4x2 plus s1, and r2 is equal to 7 minus x1 minus 7x2 plus s2. Now the new objective function, that is new r row, is r minus r1 minus r2 equal to 0. That is r minus, value of r1 is 4 minus 2x1 minus 4x2 plus s1 minus r2 is 7 minus x1 minus 7x2 plus s2 equal to 0. So that r minus 4 plus 2x1 plus 4x2 minus s1 minus 7 plus x1 plus 7x2 minus s2 equal to 0. Collecting similar terms together, we get r plus 3x1 plus 11x2 minus s1 minus s2 is equal to 11. So this is new objective function. Once we get our new objective function, we will consider the simplex table. So consider simplex table now. The first column, iteration number, operations. Second column of basic variables. Then all the variables which are present, that is x1, x2, s1, s2, r1, R2 solution and minimum non-negative ratio. In the first table, we have R row. R row comes to be R, 3x1, 11x2 minus s1 minus s2 equal to 11. There are two basic variables, R1 and R2, having solution 4 and 7. Now write down the first constraint. So first becomes 2x1, 4x2 minus s1 plus r1 equal to 4. Second is 1x1, 7x2 minus s2 plus r2 equal to 7. Because our function is now minimum r, we will find most positive, and most positive is 11. So x2 will be pivot column because we are finding most positive in R row. So x2 will be pivot column. Divide solution by x2 column. So solution by x2, that is 4 by 4, 1, and 7 by 7 equal to 1. Because the minimum ratio is same, means that tie occurs, you can select any one arbitrarily. So suppose I will select this as the outgoing variable. So R2 leaves the solution and x2 enters the solution. So in the next table, R remains as it is, R1 remains as it is, R2 leaves and x2 enters. Now observe, the pivot element comes to be 7. We want to make this 7 equal to 1 and make others in that column to be equal to 0. So what we have to do the operation, because R2 leaves from the solution, we will delete this column of R1 from our solution, so that we will minimize our calculations. Now see, we have to make this element 1. So the operation, our x2 row now becomes 1 by 7 times R2 row. R row becomes R minus 11 times x2 dash, and R1 row becomes R1 minus 4 times x2 dash. So do the calculation. We are dividing by 7. So 1 by 7, 7 by 7 1, minus 1 by 7 0, and 7 by 7 comes to be 1. Now do the calculation for R row. R minus 11 times. So 3 minus 11 by 7, that is 21 minus 11, that is 10 by 7. 11 minus 11, 0. Minus 1 minus 0, that is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 11 times minus 1 by 7 becomes plus, that is minus 7 plus 11, that is 4 by 7. 0 plus 0, 0, and 11 minus 11, 0. See the next, R1 operation. R1 minus 4 times. So 1, 2 minus 4 times 1 by 7, 14, 14 minus 4, 10 by 7. 4 minus 4, 0, minus 1. Then 0 minus minus plus 4 by 7. We have R1 row. So this row minus 4 times. So 0 minus minus plus. So 4 by 7 times. we have 0, see this element, we have R1, that is 1 minus 0 remains 1, and R1 is 4 minus 4 times comes to be 0. Now observe that the value of R comes to be 0, but artificial variable do not leave the solution, and therefore what we have to do, because so see in the second table, R is equal to 0, but artificial variable R1 is at 0 level, that is do not leave the solution. So what you have to do, select R1 artificial variable with 0 solution, as pivot row. So in the next we have to select R1 as pivot row. So I do the arrow for this. This is pivot row. And which is pivot column? Any non-basic, non-artificial variable with non-zero element in pivot row is pivot column. Now see, basic variable are R1 and X2. So exclude these two variables. Don't take these two, R1 and X2. Any other variable, R1 and X2, with which is non-basic, non-artificial. So we don't want artificial also and basic also, R1 and X2. So I will assume X1. See, X1 is not basic, it is not artificial, and if you see the pivot row, the element in pivot row is non-zero element. So select X1 as pivot column and R1 as pivot row. The intersection of this, it is now pivot element. So see now here, because R is 0 but artificial variable do not leave the solution, we use the rule, and the rule says that the row with having artificial variable 0 value take as pivot row, and the non-basic, non-artificial variable with non-zero element in pivot row as pivot column. So we select R1 as pivot row and X1 as pivot column. The intersection of them, that is 10 by 7, is pivot element. In the next table, this R1 will leave, and instead of that X1 will enter. So R1 leaves the solution and X1 will enter. What is the change now? We have to. So our X1 row becomes 7 by 10 times R1 row. R row becomes R minus 10 by 7 times X1 row, and X2 row becomes X2 minus 1 by 7 times X1 row. So consider the first row, that is multiply by 7 by 10. Multiply by 7 by 10. So it becomes minus 7 by 10. Multiply by 7 by 10 becomes 4 by 10. That is 2 by 5. And multiply by 7 by 10 becomes 0. Now R row minus 10 by 7 times this. So becomes 0. 0 minus 1 minus 10 by 7 times minus 7 by 10 gets cancelled. Minus 1 plus 1 0. 4 by 7 minus 10 by 7 times 4 by 7 minus 10 by 7 times 2 by 5 becomes 4. 4 by 7 minus 4 by 7 becomes 0 and 0 remains 0. Now see next, x2 dash, it is equal to x2 minus, so 1 by 7. 1 by 7 minus 1 by 7, 0. 1 minus 0, 1. 0 minus 1 by 7 times minus 7 by 10. Minus minus plus remains 1 by 10. Then minus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 7 times 2 by 5. So minus 5 minus 2 minus 7 minus 7 by 7 into 5 becomes 1 by 5. And lastly 1 minus 0, that is again 1. Now observe that r is also 0 and all artificial variable also leaves the solution. So we can proceed to phase 2. So our third table implies that, this third table implies that, so from third table minimum r is 0 and all artificial variables leave the solution, implies that we can proceed to phase 2. What is phase 2? In phase 2, we have to consider the feasible solution obtained in phase 1 as starting basic feasible solution for phase 2. So consider now phase 2. In phase 2, we consider the feasible solution in phase 1 as starting basic feasible solution for phase 2. So now our objective function as it is, what is given to us, original objective function minimum z is equal to x1 plus x2 subject to constraints. So see here what we have got in last phase, we get the answer. So 1, that is x1 minus 7 by 10 s1 plus 2 by 5 s2 is equal to 0, and second row becomes x2 plus 1 by 10 s1 minus 1 by 5 s2 is equal to 0 with x1, x2, s1, s2 all greater than or equal to 0. So now this is our LPP. Again we solve the LPP as usual simplex method. So m, that is number of equations, equal to 2. So here m, that is number of equations, is equal to 2. N, that is number of variables, equal to 4. So put n minus m, 4 minus 2, 2 variables, equal to 0. So we always put non-basic variables. Non-basic, see in the last table we get x1, x2 in basic variable. So don't put x1, x2. So put non-basic variable, that is s1, s2 equal to 0. So we get the solution x1 is equal to 0 and we get x2 is equal to 1. S1 S2 is equal to 0, so we get X2 is equal to 1. Now observe that. We will get basic solution. This is basic solution, and because these variables are also present in minimum z, that is objective function, we find the value of x1 and x2 from this equation. So 3 and 4. From equation 3 and 4 we get the values of x1 and x2. x1 comes to be 7 by 10 s1 minus 2 by 5 s2, and x2 comes to be 1 minus 1 by 10 s1 plus 1 by 5 s2. Once we get values of x1 and x2, our new z row becomes, new objective function becomes z minus x1 minus x2 equal to 0. Put the value of x1, x2. So z minus 7 by 10 s1 minus 2 by 5 s2 minus x2 is 1 minus 1 by 10 s1 plus 1 by 5 s2 equal to 0. So this implies z minus 7 by 10 s1 minus minus plus 2 by 5 s2 minus 1 plus 1 by 10 s1 minus 1 by 5 s2 equal to 0. Simplify this. So z minus 7 by 10 and 1 by 10 remains 6 by 10, that is 3 by 5 s1. 2 by 5 minus 1 by 5, that is 1 by 5 s2, and minus 1 on that side become plus 1. So this is our new objective function. Once we get new objective function, we will prepare the simplex table. So consider the first column, that is iteration number or operations. Second column, basic variables. Then all the variables which are present, that is x1, x2, s1, s2, solution and minimum non-negative ratio. Basic variable, our z row, z minus 3 by 5 s1, 1 by 5 s2 is equal to 1. See the same. There are two basic variables x1 and x2 with solution 0 and 1. First row gives us 1, 0, 1 by 10 s1 minus 1 minus 7 by 10 s1, 2 by 5 s2, then x2 plus 1 by 10 s1 minus 1 by 5 s2 is equal to 1. So this is first table. Now the problem is minimization, and therefore we have to find most positive, and most positive is 1 by 5. So this is most positive, that is S2 is pivot column. So divide solution by pivot column, that is S2. 0 upon 2 by 5, that is 0, and 1, because this is negative, we will not take the ratio because we want minimum non-negative ratio. So minimum is 0, and therefore 0, that is x1 leaves the solution and s2 enters the solution. So in the second table, what will happen? Z remains as it is, but x1 leaves and s2 enters. Now see, the pivot element is intersection of both, that is 2 by 5. This is pivot element. Make this 1, and with the help of that make others in that column to be 0. So the first operation becomes S2 is equal to 5 by 2 times x1 row. Z row is equal to Z row minus 1 by 5 times S2 dash, and new x2 row becomes original x2 row plus 1 by 5 times S2 dash. So do the operation. We are multiplying S2 row by 5 by 2. So multiply this row by 5 by 2. The first element becomes 5 by 2, 0. If you multiply this by 5 by 2, it becomes minus 7 by 4. Multiplying by 5 by 2 becomes minus 7 by 4. Multiply by 5 by 2, 1. Multiply by 5 by 2 gives 0. Now Z row minus 1 by 5. So this 0 minus 1 by 5 times 5 by 2 gives minus 1 by 2. 0 minus 0, 0. Minus 3 by 5 minus 1 by 5 times minus 7 by 4. This gives minus 1 by 4. Next, Z row, that is S2. So we have Z means 1 by 5 minus 1 by 5 becomes 0, and 1 minus 0 becomes 0. Now see x2. x2 dash is equal to x2 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 times this becomes 1 by 2. 0 plus 1 by 5 times 5 by 2, that is 1 by 2. This remains 1. 1 by 10 plus 1 by 5 times minus 7 by 4. So this becomes 2 minus 7 divided by, so minus 5 by 20, that is minus 1 by 4. Then minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5, 0, and 1 plus 1 by 5 times this, that is 1. We want most positive, but now there is no most positive. So we have all Z row coefficients are less than or equal to 0, implies that solution is optimal. What is solution? There is no x1, so x1 is 0, x2 comes to be 1, and minimum z value comes to be 1. This is minimum z, that is 1. Check your solution. If you put x1 equal to 0 and x2 is equal to 1, this becomes 4 equal to 4, equality gets satisfied. If you put x1 0 and x2 is equal to 1, 7 equal to 7, equality gets satisfied, and both x1 x2 are greater than or equal to 0. And even though you put x1 and x2 value here, we get 0 plus 1, minimum z is equal to 1. So z is also correct, and all the constraints together with at least 2 equalities are satisfied, means that the answer is correct. So we have seen the LPP by two-phase method, in which case in phase 1 minimum r comes to be 0, but artificial variable do not leave the solution. In this case we have to use the rule that pivot row is that row which have artificial variable value 0, and pivot column is that column which is non-basic, non-artificial with non-zero coefficient in pivot row. Enough for the day. Thank you.